What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 closed beta is finally upon us. Well, kind of. If you're on PSN today, you probably noticed if you go into the store and look up Dragon Ball Xenoverse, you can download the beta. Now, to those who do not pre-order the game, you'll have to wait until a couple days for the open beta to happen next week. But those who pre-ordered it, it's happening this weekend, and tonight at exactly 1 AM Pacific Standard Time, check your time zone, the service will go live so you can play Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 for the first time together. The reason why I decided to put this video together is because last time in the Xenoverse 1 beta, I didn't know what to do. A lot of us didn't know what to do. And because of that, you made a lot of mistakes. And the last thing you want to do is make a lot of mistakes in such a limited amount of time. I mean, the closed beta is going to take place from Saturday to Sunday, and then the open beta is going to be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And even though that's more on the open beta, it's still a total of 5 days. So the last thing you want to do is spend most of it confused, figuring out what you're supposed to do. And then by the time you realize how to play, what to actually do, the time's up. I will never forget how in the first Xenoverse beta, I didn't train at all. Like, I didn't do any parallel quests, and because of that, the entire time I stayed level 1. Meaning, every time I fought people online, I got destroyed because everybody was like level 8, level 9, level 10, and here I was level 1 trying to fight the big boys, and because of that, I got destroyed. But hopefully, this tip video will give you guys some insight on what to expect. Therefore, you won't have to basically waste a lot of time and, you know, miss out on the big portion of the beta. So without further ado, let me get to the 7 tips of what to do in the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 beta. Now, of course, if you have any tips of your own as well, if you want to just drop in the comment section below, feel free to do so. I'm not really sure how many guys have actually had a chance to play Xenoverse 2 at different conventions and stuff like that, but if you have any tips of your own, even from the last game, feel free to share it down below, because I want everybody to kind of use this video as a tip, as a tool to help you guys basically experience the Xenoverse 2 beta to the best and most efficient possible way. So without further ado, let me get into my list of Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 beta tips that will help you guys experience everything. Tip number 1, the stamina break. Now, by now, you probably have seen me, Afro, and basically anybody who was reporting on Xenoverse 2 talk about the stamina break feature for many times now. And basically what it is it's a quick stun. It breaks your opponent's stamina for, I believe, half the time it stays broken for a regular stamina break, and it allows you to link some nasty combos together. But there's 2 different kinds of stamina breaks available in this game. One is like a regular one, which kind of like stuns your opponent, but they can still move, and the other one is kind of like a harder one, which knocks them to the ground. To do the regular stamina break, you just do press forward square at the same time, and to do the high stamina break, you have to press forward triangle at the same time. Now be careful though, don't try to abuse it, because if you do it wrong, you will be left wide open and you're basically just asking to get whooped on. So figure out when is the right time to do it, and using the stamina break can definitely give you the right time to combine a lot of attacks together, whether it's different combos, certain super attacks, or even ultimate attacks. As I always said, the best way to do Final Explosion, if it's going to be available in the Xenoverse 2 beta, is to do a high stamina break, knock him into the ground, and then do a explosion attack. And I think that will connect almost all the time, but not really sure because I haven't really tested it, but you get the idea. Just kind of figure out what works best. Either way, do not ignore the stamina break feature, because trust me, it is very helpful in Xenoverse 2. Number 2 is another mechanic, and of course I'm talking about the burst dash. To do the burst dash, there's 2 ways to do it. Either you press square X at the same time and you'll dash forward, or you can double tap square X twice and then you kind of dash around, similar to what we saw in the Raging Blast series. Now, I'm pretty sure the second you get into the Xenoverse 2 beta, you'll probably run into those people who will try to do the same tactics that were available in Xenoverse 1, stuff like being able to drift or run away. But remember, this is Xenoverse 2, this is not Xenoverse 1. Anytime you see someone attempt to do one of those cheap tactics, just hit that square X button, knock them into the ground, and then start the combos. So definitely utilize both the stamina break and the burst dash, because trust me, they're going to be your best friend. Burst dash especially, like burst dash I think is the most beautiful thing added to this game, and I just cannot wait to catch runners, because runners, let's be real now, were like the most annoying thing to happen to the Xenoverse series, just because it was so easy to kind of drift away, run away. On top of that, with how bad the hit detection was in Xenoverse 1, it was annoying. However, this is Xenoverse 2, no more Xenoverse 1 issues, so anytime you see a runner, feel free to hit that square X either once or twice and just knock some sense into them, and trust me, it's going to be your best friend. Number 3, and this is actually a functionality from the previous game, the backdash. Now, a lot of times you never really need to do a backdash in Xenoverse 1, just because the hit detection was kind of wonky, so you're able to just kind of snap vanish and kind of float away before your opponent can do like a back hit. Well, Xenoverse 2 is a lot better in terms of hit detection, so if you snap vanish and someone does a back hit, it will connect. So what you have to actually do now is, and this is going to take some practice to those who have never really done it, if you snap vanish, you have to backdash, and I believe you do it just by holding the dash button and then double tapping back. If you don't, it's easy to combine attacks together and basically catch you by snap vanishing. If you guys remember, a couple of weeks ago, I fought Neo God Goku, as well as when I fought Afro Senju. Every time I snap vanished, I wasn't used to backdashing, I would get caught with the back hit. So the back hit is very, very fast, and you're probably going to get very frustrated the first time you play on the beta. But if it's anything as it was in the previous builds that I got to play over the past couple weeks, it's fast. So the best way to avoid getting hit after snap vanishing is to backdash, so start practicing. Tip number 4, and this is kind of an obvious one, but you'd be surprised how many people will actually avoid doing it just because it's so little time to play as beta. Tip number 4 is to level up. Now, as I said, when I played the Xenoverse 1 beta a couple of years ago, the big mistake I made was I didn't really play anything. Like, all I did was just do online fights, and I started losing really, really badly throughout the day. And the reason why is because by the time everybody was like level 8, level 9, I was still level 1, level 2. So because of that, every time I would get hit, I would just get absolutely demolished. So in between fights with your friends or random people online, make sure you go into a couple parallel quests here or there, maybe an extra mission or two, and start leveling up and get some experience, because the last thing you want to do is get halfway through a day and you're still level 1 and then everybody's destroying you. So get out there, level up, get some power, and then go destroy everybody you see in Conton City. Remember folks, don't be a Gohan, because the last thing you want to do is be all powerful and then just stay weak the entire time. So get out there, train, and then start destroying everybody you see. Number 5, and this is probably one of the most important tips to add into this video, and that is to report every bug you see. Now, I know Xenoverse 2 is coming out in roughly 3 weeks or so, 18 days in the US, and roughly exactly 3 weeks in Europe. But even though the game is so close to coming out, you might still run into bugs. In fact, I'm pretty confident you're gonna run into bugs. And lucky for us, we're playing on a PS4, so all we have to do if you run into a bug is hit the share button. The second you run into anything you might think is a bug, hit that share button and make sure you include @BANDAINANCOUS and show them the bug. Get that reported, because the last thing you want to do is run into bugs and not report it, and then it'll get into the final version of the game. So anything you think is a bug, even if you think it's a bug, feel free to report it. And again, to do this, the best way is to do the share button, go to video clip, trim the video clip just to show that one part, and then include @BANDAINANCOUS on Twitter and show them. And even if you don't have Twitter, then post it to YouTube. Just any kind of video footage or a screenshot of something is going to help greatly. Because if you tweet them and just say, hey, @BANDAINANCOUS, I found this bug, this happened, it'll be a lot harder to reproduce. However, if you have actual footage, like a video of it, showing off what actually happens, then it's so easy for them to pass it out to the developers, and then the developers can fix it so it doesn't get into the final version of the game. So please, for the love of God, everybody report every single little bug that you find in a Xenoverse 2 beta. Tip number 6, and this is a simple one, play everything available. So as of right now, these are the following things you can do in the Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 beta on the PS4. You can create your own character. As of right now, I still have no clue which races are going to be available, or if they're going to limit it like they did in the first game. In the first beta, all they had was, I believe, the Sand Race and the Namekians. But this game is more done than the last one was when they had a beta, so we might have more, so I don't really know. Just, I guess, explore and see what they have. Obviously, you have Conton City, so you can explore that and see what new things are available there. There's going to be a couple of story mode missions as well, so you can play like 1 or 2 missions to see what the story mode is going to be about. Of course, obviously, there's going to be a versus mode, so you can play against friends. I don't know if there's going to be a local one yet, because this is more like an online thing, so for that, you'll have to wait to see when the beta goes live in a couple hours. Finally, we have the parallel quest and the expert mission. Obviously, parallel quest and expert mission is going to be where you actually level up and play with your friends and do against like computer-based missions, but versus mode where you fight against your friends. So play everything, like give the beta a full shot. Don't just be that person that just kind of sits there and just kind of runs around Conton City for the next 2 days and then does nothing. So give the game or the beta a full shot, try everything out and see how you feel about the game before you want to decide whether or not you want to purchase the game when it comes out in a couple of weeks. One last thing, apparently there's going to be a world tournament as well that they're going to test in the beta, but unfortunately I don't have any details on that. So if you follow me on Twitter @Rhymestyle, or I guess just keep an eye on any notification in Conton City, keep an eye open for any information about that. But for now, that's all I know about that. Because I do know if you participate in this beta as well as the tournament, you'll get like a free beta item that's going to be exclusive to you in the final version of the game. But for now, I don't know anything about it. And the final tip of the video for the Xenoverse 2 beta is going to be test out every single race possible. Now again, unfortunately, at the time of me recording this video, I don't know what races are going to be available, and in before we only have like 2. However, if we have all 5 available, test them all out. I mean, this is a beta test. Don't try to like try hard it and pick only one race and then, you know, not really experience what's going to be available with the new races, because obviously we have brand new transformations. Every single race plays somewhat differently than last time, so kind of give it a full shot, like really test out the beta, because again, the whole purpose of the beta is to test the game out. This isn't really a competition, although for some of you guys it might be competition. Just kind of, you know, sit back, chill, enjoy the beta, test everything out, play every single race, see what different moves are available, how every character or race plays, and then from there, you know, figure out, you know, what you're going to do in the final version of the game. Once the final build comes out later this month, then feel free to go all out. But for now, just kind of enjoy, have fun with it, and basically do every possible thing available in the beta. And by the way, that also includes playing as the regular characters as well, because the beta will include a bunch of preset characters, like the main characters like Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, stuff like that. I have the full list, but unfortunately I can't share it with you guys, but I can say there's going to be enough characters for you guys to actually enjoy and really get a good feel of the game. So play as everybody, play as the custom created characters, as the various races, and then test out all the presets available in the beta. Anyways, before the end of the video, I'm going to toss the same question I tossed out a couple days ago, and that's of course, which race are you going to choose in the beta? Let's just assume that they'll have all 5, because I don't know the full list. Like, I'm not telling you this because I secretly know, because I actually don't know. But let's just assume they have all 5 races available, in which case, which one are you going to pick in the beta and why? Drop it down in the comment section below. Of course, if you're as hyped as I am for the Xenoverse 2 beta, make sure you leave a like right below as well. Punch the like button twice as hard, leave a comment, all that good stuff, and I will see all y'all super sandwiches on the battlefield.